Game 3 of our slow grow campaign between Adeptus Custodes and Space Wolves. This is our 1,000 point level, and that for us unlocks characters, named characters. So for your HQ, for us, you can either swap in a named character or you can add a character, however you'd like to do it at this 1,000 point level. Our mission for this is Burn and Pillage out of the open war deck, and Burn and Pillage is you place 3 objective markers in your deployment zone and your opponent places 3 in his deployment zone, and if you are within scoring distance or score the objective in your opponent's deployment zone, it's burned, and whichever side burns all 3 of the opponent's objective markers first wins. At 1,000 points, I am not bringing any named characters in for my Custodes, but I am bringing Virtus Praetors, which are the bikes. So I have a squad of those, and I've also upgraded my shield captain to having a Dawn Eagle jet bike himself. So I have 4 bikes in my list, as long as along with the Alaris Custodians and the Custodian Guard themselves. And the Space Wolf player is bringing Arjak, essentially the Thor of the 41st millennium. And he's also bringing some Wolfguard Terminators along. So I'm excited to see how this plays out. I've added some much needed movement in my list, and he's added Thor. So I hope you guys enjoy it, because we always do. 1,000 points of Adeptus Custodes. I have a patrol detachment still, but I've added in bikes. So to start off my list, my HQ is still a shield captain, but this time I've upgraded him from the guy on foot with the Castellan Axe. He's now on a Dawn Eagle jet bike. He's signified as the guy with the no helmet and the red hood on the jet bike. I've burned 2 command points at the beginning of the game, again for the stratagem Victor of the Blood games. With this, any Custodes character from your army during your deployment, or you add this to a Custodes character in your army during your deployment, you can reroll 1 to hit, 1 wound roll, or 1 save roll for this model in each turn. His relic is the Auric Aquilus, which is a Dawn Eagle jet bike, and this gives him a 3-up invol. And his warlord trait is Superior Creation, which gives him a 5-up invol. Moving on from there, I have 2 troops choices in this patrol detachment, and they're both Custodian Guard, 3-man squads with spears. Oh, one last thing on the shield captain is I did give him the 4-point Misericordia dagger as well. Those are my 2 troops choices, a Custodian Guard, 3-mans, and then I have a 3-man of the Alaris Custodians, which is their Terminators, and they all have axes. And they're WYSIWYG as you see. And then finally we have the Virtus Praetors, which are the 3 jet bikes you see, all with Hurricane Bolters. I'm really excited to see how they do, and they're coming in as my fast attack. So with all of that, I'm at 998 points, patrol detachment still, and looking forward to seeing how they do. Alright, 1,000 points patrol detachment of Space Wolves. Take me through it.
Alright, leading the charge we have Arjak. He took the place of the Room Priest for this particular mission. Elites, we have the Wolfen hanging out on the left hand side there. You got a Thunderhammer Storm Shield, Frost Axe, and then Frost Claws. Fast attack, we've got the Thunderwolves over on the right. We changed it up this time. They now have 3 Storm Shields, 2 Frost Swords, and a Frost Axe on the Sergeant. And Elites, another Elites, we have the Wolfguard Terminators. They're kitted various ways, but there's 2 Thunderhammer Storm Shields in there, and an Assault Cannon, and then Storm Bolters and Power Swords round out the rest. Long Fangs on the back left there for heavy support, and then taking up the troop slot we have 5-man Grey Hunter pack with a Combi Plaz and a Plasma Gun.
Perfect, and the Power Fist isn't on him, but you know,
he's there.
Last minute, we're not cutting hands off, so.
No.
Alright, 1,000 points patrol detachment. And the table after deployment. I'm beginning to see a theme here with the Custodes, which is find this building and hide.
Because there's some range and stuff.
I don't like getting shot. So, pillage and burn, place your objective markers in your deployment zone. So what I did here was I placed uno, dos, and tres in a triad, and my friendly opponent here kind of had a similar idea.
Yep, we've got one over here by the happy little wall, one behind this happy wall, and this one behind this happy wall.
And you placed your Thunderwolves on the board?
Yep. Thunderwolves, Grey Hunters, and Longfangs. Weird. Longfangs took the same high spot in the same high building.
And in the Teleportarium you have...
I have... Teleportarium has Arjack and then the Terminators. And then on the Hunt we have the Wolfen.
Okay. And, yeah, you do have the Wolfen on the Hunt. And over here, sorry I forgot to run you through that. It's so small, what's the point?
It's a squad.
I've got the Veritas Praetors, which are the bikes, the Shield Captain on Dawn Eagle, and a 3-man squad. And in the Teleportarium, I have the Alaris Custodians and the other Custodian 3-man guard squad. So that is it. And turn 1, I of course finished deployment first.
Yep, so you get +1. I got 4.
I got a 1 again. All day.
Hold on to those dice.
I'm going to get rid of that. So, are you taking turn 1?
I'm going to give you turn 1.
You're giving me turn 1?
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to seize. Nope. All right. Turn 1 Custodes. Custodes turn 1 movement. I actually moved a lot for a first turn. This 3-man Guardian squad moved up. They're still securing that one and securing that one that's hiding in there. I jumped my Shield Captain over just to give a little bit of buffer on this objective because you have guys who can drop in and take it. I ran my Praetors, or I guess they call it, like, I don't know,
Jet bikes. Jet
bikes super fast over top of that building. I was debating on this, but I actually finally dropped in these what are they? Custodes guards?
They're
Guardians of...
Golden Girls.
The Golden Girls. I dropped them in. I was debating on doing it or not because I didn't want you to just long-fang me to death. And then I had 9 inches right in the corner, looking at the long fangs with my Alaris Custodians. Turn 1 Custodes shooting. The only thing that shot were the Alaris Custodians and the Custodian Guard squad that dropped in over there. And the Alaris shot their grenade launchers and killed a guy off with that.
Yep.
They shot their axes and failed to, and they killed the sergeant out of the Longfang squad. And then over here, the Custodian Guard squad, I had a choice to make. I didn't do the rapid fire. Instead, I shot up into here, which was a good decision. Yep. With only 3 shots. Killing a guy off there with your failed 1 armor save. Yep. So I really did not do any of the damage I wanted.
Nope.
And real quick recap on the assault. I attempted to charge them into the Thunderwolves, 9-inch charge, and I rolled an 8. So yeah, this is...
It went good for Nate.
We're going to see how durable these 6 guys are against your army.
Yes, sir.
Space Wolves turn 1 movement. The Wolfguard Terminators drop down in the corner. Huh. Are you playing from the same playbook as me?
Sometimes.
Okay.
We're at kitty corner.
I'm going to close my playbook so you can you stop cheating off it.
I got a building in my way.
So they dropped in there. Arjack is staying in the Teleportarium. Your Wolfen are staying in outflank.
On the hunt.
On the hunt.
Word.
You moved your Thunderwolves up the hilltop to meet them, of course. You move those guys over with the plasma guns.
Getting them with the rapid fire the Terminators.
That is it.
Longfang stay put.
Alright, Space Wolves turn 1 shooting. The assault cannon and storm bolters shot into these guys, and I made all of my saves,
yep.
My 2-ups, and from the assault cannon 1-3 up. And over here, no shooting, and these guys did some work.
Oh yeah.
The plasmas took a wound off a guy,
yep.
and the 2 las cannons killed a guy and took the the second guy down a wound.
Yep.
So yeah, pretty.
Not bad. I was really hoping to only have 1 of these dudes left.
Yeah, well, you know.
2's tougher.
Yeah, 2's tougher. Space Wolves turn 1 assault. This is turning out to be quite the game. They failed their charge, and I also failed Overwatch against them. But over here, of course, they made their 1-inch charge. What was interesting is that we're both down a guy.
Yeah, we're both down a guy. I took 4 wounds off you. You got D3 through, and I failed my ANVIL, and you smurfed out a wolf in 1 swing.
Yeah, I rolled a 6 for my D3 and killed off a wolf. Yeah. I was actually pretty impressed with that. Now, again, you took frost weapons this time, and the frost weapons took 2 wounds off the custodian, and then the wolves, all 3 wolves, took the last. Well, actually took 2 wounds then, off because he's down a wound as well. So dogs are doing well, but now the frost weapons are doing better than the power weapons were. So interesting to see. Custodes turn 2 movement. The shield captain swung back around to take a look at those guys. And they pretty much swapped places with these guys. They moved up to try and secure those 2 objectives. And these guys swung back around to lend support to their captain, my captain. The Alaris Custodians moved up. All of the Dawn Eagles shot in on the Terminators, a whole boatload of Hurricane Bolters, and killed 2 off.
Total of 19 wounded.
Yeah, and yeah, that was 19 wounds coming in. And you saved a lot, but you killed 2 off and brought 1 down. So that deleted half the squad, essentially. And way over here, shot the grenade launchers, shot the axes from the Alaris Custodians up into the Long Fangs, and killed off 1 with the grenade launchers again.
Yeah, we made a bunch of armor saves.
Yeah, grenade launchers keep working. Yeah. Custodes turn to assault. Wow.
Didn't see this coming.
Shield captain, I kind of did. Shield captain comes in, 3 Terminators left, 1 with 1 wound left, and 5 attacks hit, 5 attacks wound.
Killed out 2 storm shields and an assault cannon with power sword.
Yeah.
Didn't even get to swing.
He also didn't even swing with his Misericordia, that knife extra attack that I paid for. So, but he's now in the corner. And over here, wow, adding the storm shields to these guys
and the frost axes.
And the frost axe made him infinitely better. Killed off another guy, but that was Tooth and Claw again, right?
Yeah, the Tooth and Claws again. Tooth and Claws did more work than the Riders did.
But you saved everything with storm shields that I was able to swing back at you.
Yep.
Oh no, you took a wound.
Took 2.
Took 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
Oh, that's right.
Good talk.
Because math.
Yeah.
And over here, the Alaris Custodians made their charge with a 10. They needed 5 inches, and they killed off 3 guys, which is kind of pitiful.
Yeah,
but
I made a bunch of 5s.
You did. You made a bunch of 5-ups because the axes are only -2. But that's where we sit. Space Wolves turn 2 movement. The Grey Hunters fell out of combat. The Alaris Custodians feeling a little naked. Yeah. And Longfangs hopped down because they didn't have line of sight here because of foliage.
Yep.
So that could hurt. And Arjack finally makes the field.
Yep.
That squad's a little more afraid than they should be because Wolfen.
Yep.
Wolfen have also outflanked on this side of the board. So
let's see what happens.
It's gonna get messy. Space Wolves turn to shooting and assault because in shooting the only thing that happened was the Longfangs killed off an entire Alaris Custodian.
Yep.
That's a bummer.
He had 3 wounds left, and that's all I got through.
And over here, the Thunderwolves in close combat killed off the last Custodian with 3 wounds. That's all he had left.
Failed 3 balls.
And over here, Wolfen actually doing what they should, made their charge, got in with the 3 Custodian Guard, and killed them off outright. I never even got to swing back.
The Great Axe killed 1, the Thunderhammer killed the other 2.
And at the end of your turn, you raised the objective that was there, and Arjack failed his charge. Actually, he failed it because the Wolfen got in the way.
Correct. I rolled a 9-inch charge, but I needed 10.
Yep. And that is it, going into turn 3. Turn 3 Custodes movement, I risked it. I risked it all. Okay, the Alaris Custodian has moved up to deal with your entire backfield. Makes sense.
Yep. One guy.
Now, I moved them up mid-board and actually ran them. and I move my poor shield captain up to deal with the Wolfen and to deal with Arjak to defend my entire back line. You may be saying that is crazy. However, I'm going to try and run these suckers.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping he tanks. We'll see what the captain does.
Down the dice.
Oh, let's shoot. Custodes shooting turn 3. All the way over here, our Alaris Custodian, he shot his grenade launcher and axe into the last 2 long fangs, killing them both out. Killed the first one with the grenade launcher, killed the last one with the axe. That doesn't set me up how I wanted to be. I wanted to charge at least 1 long fang to get closer to the objective, but now I'll be going back this way, towards the things I don't want to be towards. And over here, the shield captain did fantastic. He shot his 12 shots. And ended up, even with the feel no pains, killing off two wound Wolfen.
Yep.
I like that.
4 wounds, your 12 shots got through.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, Assault. I wonder if he'll make it. Wow.
Yeah.
So, charging in there, we'll have a guy left.
Yep.
The shield captain did some serious work. And
killed the Thunderhammer, killed the Sergeant. Decided to keep the Great Axe just because he has a higher strength, easier to wound him.
Yep.
I got 1 back into you through death attacks.
Yep,
On the other
and I decided not to re-roll that, which was, in hindsight, a poor choice because you failed to wound with him when you swung back. But I was thinking the D3 was going to hurt a lot more than the 1 wound coming through. Yep. But regardless, my shield captain took a wound. And over here, this was pretty lackluster. The Alaris only killed 1.
I made 2 6s.
Because you made 2 6s for armor saves.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Now he's got to face this business.
Go, Gadget, great.
Unbelievable. So we're recapping turn 3, Space Wolves all in one. Because the movement, really nothing happened. The Thunderwolves moved up to the Alaris, and Arjak moved up to the Shield Captain. Yep. However, shooting, also nothing happened because neither of them could shoot. But close combat, my goodness. Of course they both made their charges. Over here, it was kind of a draw. I just killed off your last Grey Hunter over there. But
you made a fair bit of invols over here.
I did.
I only got 1 wound in on your Terminator, but
yes.
You killed off the Grey Hunter.
That's right. I'm sorry. The Terminator is down a wound, so he's down to 3 wounds. But this is massive. So Arjak made it in. Arjak made his charge in. He swung first. And he took him down from 6 wounds down to 2 wounds, my shield captain. The Wolfen swung with his 3 attacks and whiffed on all of them. Yeah. But then I swung back with my shield captain, taking him down 2 wounds, and then I hit with the Misericordia, that 4-point upgrade for the dagger, and took him down another. So I took him down from 5 wounds starting, down to 2 wounds. He took me down from 6 wounds starting, down to 2 wounds. Yeah. This is tight.
Well, what saved your captain was the
loud pipes.
The loud pipes did save your life.
Loud pipes save lives.
But the stratagem you used at the beginning of the game to allow the re-roll, you actually got 1 extra.
That's right.
Save off. Otherwise, he'd be dead.
Burning those 2 command points in the beginning there to give him the buffs, my shield captain the buffs, really make him tank. So this is so. I mean, I've got to hold this back line. The biggest thing, though, is, so we've got 2 Space Wolves on a single Custodian over here. We've got 2 Space Wolves on a single Custodian over here, both ends, and I've literally got my 3 bikes sitting mid-board.
Yeah.
I knew what I was doing with them, and now I don't know which way to go.
What do? Do you support your back line, or do you go for the win?
Well, either way, you could go for the win over there.
It's
tight. This is tight. So, here we go. Custodes, turn 4. Turn 4 Custodes movement. This is important. Arjak has the fight first saga of the something.
Warriorborn.
Which means he fights first no matter what. I've got 2 wounds left. So I jumped back like a hero onto this objective.
That's not what it's called.
That's not what it's called? That's too bad. But I did decide what to do here, and I pushed these guys forwards because even though my shield captain is a tad cowardly, these guys are going to win. So I pushed them up. We'll see what they can do. Custodes turn 4 shooting and assault. It's so quick now. We have nothing left on the board. But shield captain shot in. Because he left assault, he can still shoot because he has the fly keyword, and he chipped off that Wolfen with all of his hurricane bolters unloading.
Took all of them actually because I made some armor saves and all but my Feel Pains.
And over here, obviously no shooting from them because they advanced, but in close combat, the Alaris Custodian actually killed off, put 2 wounds through, right? And killed off your last Thunderwolf who had 1 wound left that you failed a 3-up invul save on. So that is fortunate for me.
Yeah.
So we're 1-1 over there with some bikes. All right, coming in, turn 4. Space Wolves, assault, turn 4. End of turn 4 here. Arjak came down the hillside. Nate made a good tactical move, which was to stop Arjak here in case he didn't make his charge on my shield captain. That way he could burn this objective off at the end of his turn. However, he made his 8-inch charge in, made it into my shield captain, swung, and with Arjak's rerolls to hit, rerolls to wound of 1, and flat 3 damage on characters. I only had 2 wounds left. Even with my reroll for my shield captain that I used with that 2 command point stratagem at the beginning, it was enough.
Yep.
Arjak killed him flat out, and then you consolidate towards the enemy, which is way down there. Which is a 1/2 inch, which is all you needed.
All I needed. To
Boom.
Burn. There's only 1 left.
Only 1 left over here. Let's see how fast his feet can be. And over here. Nothing happened. Oh, you killed off the Custodian.
Yep, I killed off the Custodian.
Turn 5, Custodes. Well, guess what? They moved up.
Yep.
I was able to stay 1 inch away from the Thunderwolf, but still within 3 inches of this and 3 inches of that. And they unloaded with their hurricane bolters.
Yep.
And wounded, and you failed exactly enough to kill him off.
Correct.
You failed 3 armor saves.
You had 5 to get through. I failed 3.
Thunderwolf dead. So at the end of my turn, boom, those 2 objectives are off, and sir, that is game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another Custodes victory. I've got 3 bikes left, and you've got Arjak left.
Yeah.
But I gotta tell you, I'm sorry, these bikes didn't do what I was hoping they would do. I got stuck mid-board on which way should I go with deployment, but the shield captain pulled some weight for me. How about you?
For me personally, I think Arjak combined with the Wolfen, I think Arjak on his own with the rerolls he gave, plus he's just a beast. If you can put him in there against characters, he's going to just wreck face.
I'm thinking if he came in earlier, the amount of damage this man would have done.
If I would have, knowing now what, I mean, hindsight's always 20/20. But if I had taken turn 1, I think this has been a really weird game.
Hey, it was weird. Anyway, it's always weird with you. Hey, thanks again. That was awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next one for 1,250 points.
Yeah, absolutely.